If you have an iPad and you have a Mac, you're invested in the Apple ecosystem. Yet, they don't always play well together. Working from home, it's nice to use Apple Sidecar for an extra display, but there are iOS-specific apps and there are Mac-specific apps. Depending on your workflow and what you are working on, it's better to use the iPad with iOS for certain things and your Mac for other things. In this video, I'm going to share my experience so far with Apple's Universal Control complementing both devices. Thank you for everyone that has hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you. If you are visiting the channel for the very first time, I'm Ryan and this is the Elevate Project. To help professionals elevate their remote office with tech and be more confident and engaging delivering online presentations working from home. So if you don't know what Universal Control is, basically it is the ability to share a keyboard and mouse between Apple devices, specifically a Mac and iPad, using their own operating systems and not just as extended displays. What is cool, you can use Universal Control with multiple iPads and Macs. Plus, you can move certain files between the devices as well. Currently, you can't use Universal Control with an iPhone. I currently don't see why you'd want to, but that could change in the future. Now, Logitech has this functionality using a software called Flow with compatible Logitech keyboards and mouses. With Universal Control, you can use whatever keyboard and mouse that is connected to your Mac, or even use the connected keyboard from your iPad to control the Mac. And Universal Control, which is technically in beta, works much smoother as you move from different Apple devices than Logitech's offering. From my experience, I see almost zero lag when switching between devices when it works, which I'll talk more about later. Now, my aging iPad Pro 10.5 inch was my main traveling companion for work prior to the pandemic and COVID-19. I traveled a lot for my job, and my iPad Pro was great for media consumption and was a key tool to quickly get some work done on the go and stay as productive as possible. I invested in the Apple Pencil and Apple iPad Pro Smart Keyboard that made it very easy to use on the airplane to do work or play. It was super versatile. Since the pandemic, working from home for almost 2 years now, my iPad Pro hasn't seen that much action till recently. Apple showcased Universal Control in an Apple event that was supposed to be released alongside Monterey, but was delayed. I even forgot about it till I noticed it in a recent Monterey and iOS software update. I charged my dead iPad Pro. It was better than what I expected. It is very cool, and in my experience, the last couple of weeks have overall been positive. I have now been using my iPad with Universal Control almost every single day. It has given new life to my iPad Pro and starting to use apps I haven't used regularly in a long time. Now, it isn't perfect. There are a few things that I haven't figured out yet to make it more seamless for my workflow. That being said, let me show you how to make this work. First, you'll need to ensure you have a Mac and iPad that are listed here on screen. Once you know you have a compatible Mac and iPad, you need to ensure the software is up to date with macOS Monterey 12.3 or later and iOS 15.4 or later on your iPad. Okay, to set this up on your Mac Universal Control, all you need to do is go to System Preferences, go to Displays, and from here, you're going to see an icon that says, or a tab that says Universal Control. When you click that, just make sure that all these are clicked. It will say allow your cursor and keyboard to move between any nearby Mac or iPad. The cursor and keyboard can be used on my nearby Mac or iPad signed into your iCloud account. So that's going to be very, very important that both your iPad and your Mac are on the same iCloud account. Okay, if you're on your iPad, all you need to do is go to, again, System Preference. Under here, go to General, go to Airplane and Handoff, and just make sure that Handoff is clicked on, as well as cursor and keyboard, where you notice here it says beta. Make sure that's on, and then it's just a reminder that it will connect to a near my Mac, sign into the same iCloud account. So what are the benefits and what do I love about it? I have some iOS apps that are only on iOS and not on my Mac, like Procreate. It is a great tool, and with the Apple Pencil, I've started to exclusively use Procreate for my thumbnails. So if I take a photograph and upload to my computer, or I find a great picture I want to use, instead of using iCloud or AirDrop, I can simply drag and drop the picture from my Mac to my iPad. There seems to be zero lag when I switch from my Mac to iPad and vice versa, and transferring files is fast and seamless. Now, not all files can be easily transferred back and forth. Pictures work great and easily when a compatible app is open. For almost everything else, or just to have that file on your iPad, you can open up the Files app and drag and drop from almost anything like movie files, pictures, and Word documents. Now, Apple's Sidecar, which has been around for quite a while and works fine when you need a second display, which was perfect for me when I was traveling and working with my MacBook Pro. Working at home is not as impactful for me. Having the iPad with its own OS and can control it separately from my Mac has been great. I can easily control and use timers, which I like doing when timing my online presentations and just to set a focus time for work. I can easily run music from Bluetooth or through Bluetooth and sometimes even just use the iPad as my dedicated media hub for YouTube in the background while working. I have even just used iMessage or even FaceTime through my iPad versus my Mac. So I have a dedicated work applications open on my Mac like Office apps, Mail, and multiple Safari windows. While editing videos, I will have Final Cut Pro open on my Mac and have my notes and storyboard on my iPad. So there are some quirks that I haven't figured out yet or wish they can change. So for your reference and context, I'm using the Logitech MX keys and a Logitech MX Master 3 mouse. When I move my mouse to my iPad, I can't scroll a page or website or in any apps. The home page, I can scroll horizontally, but using the scroll wheel doesn't seem to work. The connection that makes Universal Control work looks like it uses a combination of Bluetooth and being on the same network. So what is great for me is that I can use Universal Control seamlessly to my work MacBook Air while on my work VPN, which I wasn't expecting. One of the main reasons why I chose the Logitech MX keys and MX Master 3 mouse is that it can easily switch between computers or up to 3 different devices with a push of a button on each of the MX keys and MX Master mouse. Using Universal Control makes it that much more seamless moving my keyboard or mouse to each device. So as you can see, my iPad is right under my monitor so I can easily reach it and scroll through touch. And my iPad is a bit older and the battery life isn't that great, so I typically have it plugged in. The Mac and the iPad, when connected, remembers to a certain degree where the iPad is located in relation to your Mac monitor. If it doesn't remember or needs to be reconnected to the way you want it to, you just need to go to System Preferences, Display, Add Display, click your iPad under Link Keyboard and Mouse. Your iPad will show up and you can drag it to whatever position that works best for you. Earlier I mentioned Universal is great when it works. Sometimes it just doesn't work. I've found with my older iPad Pro, I have to reboot it occasionally for my Mac to recognize it to work perfectly when it hasn't been connected for a while. Also, when Universal Control is on and I am on VPN for my work MacBook Air, it works sometimes and then it doesn't, other times in the same working day. So I think it uses a combination of that Bluetooth and being on the same network. So when I am VPN, it must not think they are in close proximity and doesn't work. Another annoyance I notice is when I use my Mac as the main device and move my mouse to either the iPad or another Mac, I lose some functionality or features from my mouse and keyboard. For example, I mentioned earlier with the scrolling, but with my keyboard is caps lock. Caps lock doesn't work when I want to capitalize something or I'm sending an email. Other times it works fine and the Mac can use all the features of the mouse and keyboard. So there are many different ways to utilize Universal Control. Is it life-changing? No. Has it increased my productivity by 300%? No. I do feel it has increased some productivity for some tasks and has given me some extra flexibility. In conclusion, currently the iPad won't be running macOS natively anytime soon. Rather, the iPad is the ultimate companion to the Mac. The iPad has its place, and now it has more functionality than ever before. It is currently in beta, so I am excited what other updates they end up doing once it is out of beta, or at least address some of the limitations or issues I experience. If you found value in this video, hit the like button and consider subscribing, and hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get notified when I upload a new video. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.